Most of you, I am sure, are familiar with Dr. Canda's work, but let me first briefly tell you a little bit about his vast record of accomplishments. Dr. Canda is a full professor in the School of Social Welfare at the University of Kansas, having taught at the baccalaureate, master's, and doctoral levels. He has authored or co-authored 178 publications, books, book chapters, refereed and non-refereed journal articles, online educational resources, monographs, manuals, invited book reviews, commentaries, federal and state grants. He has made over 200 professional presentations and is the recipient of 19 grants. Not only is he an outstanding teacher and prolific scholar, he contributes to the school, the university, and the profession through his extensive service contributions. Dr. Edward Canda models commitment, expertise, integrity, passion, and respect. Edward R. Canda is being recognized for his prolific and trailblazing work, researching the role of religion and spirituality in human development and coping across the lifespan. Beginning in 1980, Dr. Canda sought to address the absence of content on religion and spirituality in social work curricula and in the research literature. His MSW and doctoral work focused on understanding the topic, and his life's work has been devoted to refining and developing a framework for spirituality sensitive and culturally appropriate social work. Most of his career has been dedicated to building a knowledge base to enhance social work's understanding of spirituality across cultures and nations, and he has helped the profession recognize how an individual, family, and community views and embodies life's meaning and importance in social work. For this and all he does, we are honored to present the 2013 Significant Achievement in Social Work Education to Dr. Edward R. Canda.
That sounded so good I should quit while I'm ahead. I sincerely thank the Council on Social Education for this great honor. Thanks also to my Dean, Mary Ellen Conrad of the University of Kansas School of Social Welfare for nominating me and for her steadfast support. This award is very meaningful to me, not only because it recognizes my work, but especially because it shows increased recognition of the importance of education to prepare social workers to address spirituality in its diverse religious and non-religious forms. This is truly amazing as it shows that I and our profession have come a long way since I began this work. I want to share briefly about my journey in order to offer thanks to people who have been crucial along the way and to share about the development of spiritually sensitive social work, in case some are not familiar with that. When I started exploring ways to connect spiritual diversity to social work in the early 1980s, spirituality was very little addressed. This puzzled me because the profession espoused a holistic and culturally sensitive perspective. From a personal vantage, my parents' Catholic faith infused all aspects of our family life. Beyond that, during youth, I began exploring many philosophies and religions, each of which conveyed ideas about the reasons for human suffering and ways to overcome it. My academic studies of anthropology and comparative religions showed that all cultures form worldviews, symbols, rituals, and systems of healing and helping that are often imbued with deep significance or a sense of the sacred. It struck me that for the profession to become truly holistic and culturally appropriate, it needed to pay more attention to these spiritual matters. Indeed, I was inspired by a small number of social work scholars at the time who advocated for a way to address spirituality that respects diversity. So I decided to focus my career on working out how we can reach out to people of every spiritual perspective, including those who say they're not spiritual at all. In the past 15 years, momentum for spiritually sensitive social work has grown significantly. Our profession and allied fields are paying more attention to spiritual matters, such as the importance of people's quest for a sense of meaning, purpose, and profound connection, the role of spirituality and religions in resilience, recovery, mutual support, and empowerment, and on the other hand, to the existential hazards of crisis, meaninglessness, banality, and confused moral compass, and to the ways that religious beliefs and institutions all too often cause harm by blaming, shaming, excluding, and oppressing. Although the topics of religion and spirituality remain controversial and inadequately addressed in many quarters of social work, the trend of our profession's opening to spirituality is now evident in this country and in many countries. It's deeply gratifying to receive the judgment of my peers that my work has contributed to this trend. But my work could not have been fruitful without the wonderful network of family, friends, colleagues, and students around the world who I've been blessed with and who I'm so grateful for. For example, I met my wife, Hija, during studies in Korea in 1976 to 77, and she has been my loving companion, supporter, and partner in professional activities ever since. I met my mentor in East Asian philosophy, Dr. Lee Dong-jun of Sungkyunkwan University, at the same time, too. He has helped me to understand how to connect spiritual development with a life of scholarly service. My longtime mentor in social work, Dr. Daniel Budak Lee, encouraged me to pursue my interests in spirituality and transcultural relations during my PhD and MSW studies when he was at The Ohio State University in the early 1980s, and ever since then. He and Professor Virginia Richardson, my dissertation chair, were willing to take a risk on supporting me, even when some others were saying my subject was destined for a dead end. Over the many years since then, colleagues and friends in the USA and around the world have collaborated with me and inspired me. Though I don't have time to mention all these people by name, I want any of you out there in the audience to know that I've been thinking fondly and gratefully of you, especially my colleagues and students at the University of Kansas, which has been my home for many years, and those who are at the University of Iowa when I got my start as a professor. I extend my special appreciation to people who've been active in the US and Canadian-based societies for spirituality and social work, the CSWE Religion and Spirituality Clearinghouse, and the international network that I host on my website. I'm grateful to the social work profession for giving me a niche to flourish more than I could have hoped for. I am proud of this profession for our collective commitment to promote well-being and social justice. I hope that it continues to ever more widely benefit all people, every kind of person, and all beings everywhere. Thank you.